Week 2, more of the same. Unless, of course, God has proved his existence over the weekend, in which case all that faith has been rendered irrelevant. But I don't wish to be flippant. I have shown the video to friends, and I have received some impassioned responses, and I do wish to passionately respond to them. So yes, I propose that there is no God. And quite obviously some people have responded with the most sensible, well, that's just your opinion and my opinion is different. But sorry, that's what I want to challenge and continue discussing. Because of course I can say there is no God, and the Trumpet Daily channel can duly announce he'll be here any day now, but that argument will simply carry on for another 2,000 years, assuming that both of us keep up sufficient numbers of subscribers. What I really want to do is reach a position of knowing. For sure, does God exist? Does God not exist? So first let's try and resolve that through dialectics, through argument. I'll come halfway. Okay, there may be a God. Please show me proof of this. Ah, so there's no proof of God. But, okay, no, I want to hear you out. I want to know what the argument is anyway. So, the argument is that you'd really, really want there to be a God. Because it gives a sense of justice to the world. Rich men don't get to go to heaven. The meek will inherit the earth. I can see the attractiveness of that argument. It does make the world seem more like a fair place. And I recognise that the argument that I'm selling, there is no God and the world's not fair, is not so appealing by comparison. But I do just feel people saying, I really, really want there to be a God, is simply not a strong enough argument. Plus, dear Christians, if we must accept that idea of a God, must we also accept Allah and Parabrahman of the Hindu pantheon? You know, which God is the right God? So that's the argument for a God. You really, really want there to be one. So we'll come to now my argument against the existence of God, which I don't really need to prove. All I'm doing is standing up for what I don't believe in. But for what it's worth, I did come to that conclusion after a lifetime of meeting all sorts of people from all over the world, and often finding that the pious, self-righteous, religious types of people were really quite annoying. So essentially my argument is that people who believe in gods quite often have something to hide, and quite often they're hiding it from themselves. But there, I've said it now, and I'm not of a vicious nature. I don't need to go on about it. We have established there are no gods of any sort. That's that, let's move on. But the other response I got to last week's videos was people saying, well, okay, all right, what do you believe in? And this is something I really would like to explore, keeping in mind that it's the beautiful truth that we're after. A few propositions for you. Well, I mean, initially we said there are no zombies. Yes, tetrodotoxin, it does exist, which is the substance that can put people into a near-death-like state and has been employed in Haiti and other places. However, they do not return as brain-eating walking corpses. No zombies. Werewolves do not exist. Yes, the condition of congenital generalised hypertrichosis does exist. That's where there's an excess of hair on the human body, but it is not lycanthropy. And vampires, just no, they don't exist. It was all Bram Stoker's stories. So no gods, no zombies, no werewolves, no vampires. But UFOs, well, yes, clearly they do exist. unidentified flying objects have been seen. Now, whether or not they are alien in nature or have another origin is unknown, but one up on God, they do actually exist and that they have been seen. If we consider, March the 13th, 1997, the Nevada sightings, there thousands of people said, I saw this object. Wales, in the Welsh Valleys in June 2008, there were a number of reliable witnesses who, again, claimed to spot UFOs. So yes, UFOs are real. As we say, the question is, what is their origin? Could aliens exist? Well, the answer is yes, probably, as people discuss. There is a good chance. But have aliens visited this planet before? Is that possibly the origin of the story of God? Might they have visited more recently? Do powerful Americans have possession of their technology, and are they using it for their own ends? I actually think this one's unlikely, because I think America would have a lot more successful culture if that was true. But yes to UFOs, unknown as to their origin. Please leave comments below. I'm curious. I wish to know the truth. So, having said no to gods, zombies, werewolves, vampires, and yes to UFOs, last topic for today: spirits and ghosts. Now, you'd probably expect an old cynic like me to dismiss them out of hand as well. But actually, no. Let me put to you two theories for the existence of spirits or ghosts. Now, the first one I came up with when I was 7 years old, so forgive some of the terminology, it's a bit old, but it's the idea of a brain scream. The slogan around when I was a child was, we only use 10% of our brains, the 90% is unused, what is it used for? Well, the idea of a brain scream is that when someone dies a violent or traumatic death, that unused part of the brain screams out, and then anybody walking past that spot in the future picks up that brain scream in the form of an image, like watching a videotape of the past. So that's a theory. It says ghosts exist, but they are not independent spirits walking around. They are simply a psychically accessible video recording of the past. Sound plausible? Again, please discuss. Comments at the bottom. Any evidence, any ideas and theories? Let's get going. Let's discover the truth. Second theory as to ghosts. Maybe we do have a living planet, the theory of Gaia, that has begotten spirits that are capable of living one life, being reborn into a new one. The idea that there is a communal consciousness to mankind, that it is possible to touch into this consciousness and learn from it, learn from the experiences of the past, possibly the future. Now, into the terms of predictions, I certainly do not hold up, say, Nostradamus' prediction of Hitler as any evidence. I believe that was, he who by his tongue will seduce a great troop. Well, I mean, name to me one leader in history who has risen to the position of leadership by remaining silent. That's simply not good enough. But one prophet that does grab me, and you can't explain away so easily, Edgar Cayce, The Sleeping Prophet, 1877 to 1945. He appeared to have access to preternatural information provided to him by spirits. And when he woke up, even Woodrow Wilson, the 28th President of the United States, listened. So could it be possible that our species, humans, do have inner spirits that can move from body to body and sometimes get lost along the way? Just for the record, I am not convinced on this, but I am open-minded on the matter, and I would seriously like to know the truth. So if you feel you are in possession of knowledge, please get typing on this. Are ghosts just a video recording of the past? Or are spirits something free-living and an intrinsic part of us that we should listen to and learn from? What's the truth? You decide.